Down low, here's Davis. Count that one.
And just a good job of getting a high percentage look. Davis knows how to put himself in position to attack.
Here's Collier. Kessler passes to Markkanen. Shoots over Gafford. Pass to Bailey. Fires the three. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. And a fixture of Mavericks games for years. Team governor, Mark Cuban.
And since buying the team in the late 90s, Cuban has really changed how we view running a team. Very involved, bringing the Mavs their first title back in 2011. Cuban's the most passionate fan in this arena. He lives with each trip down the floor.
Shot by Collins, no good.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Outside, Davis. And it's all evened up.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Collins, a screen on Russell. And he drives in. And it's Collier missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Now here's Thompson. Right side Davis. Top of the key, Russell. 4 on the clock. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Lobbed up there for Collins. Hammers the alley-oop through.
I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
Now, here's Thompson. No scoring in this one. Here's Davis. Out to Russell. Stolen away. And the Jazz pushing it up now. Here's Collier. And it's denied. Pass to Russell. Now here's Davis. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
Yeah, the added muscle Davis has put on, helping him on these tough finishes. Flexing on him there.
Here's Bailey. Collins, a screen on Russell. Pass to Collier. Here's Bailey. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Anthony Davis with the rebound. There's the drive. Outside Russell, a 3, and he's good on the 3 ball.
Cognizant of the entire court, Russell aware of where the defenders are and really does a great job creating opportunities.
Here's Bailey. Collins, a screen on Thompson. And the basket by Bailey.
I love the advantage he has from a speed standpoint. Does a great job of creating separation for that shot.
Here's Russell driving inside. Count that bucket. Russell's got 5 points so far.
And that's a nice play. Physical defense on the drive, and Russell able to maintain that focus.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Christie's checked in for Thompson. George is checked in for the Jazz. On defense, Dallas. 3-point lead. Back to Collins. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. John Collins was a force in his first few years, Stan, but hasn't seemed to match that level of success since that time. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a few reasons, Kevin. Number one, I just think it's a lot about opportunity, and he went from being the number 2 guy on a team to being the 3rd, 4th, even at times 5th guy on the floor, so he's not getting as much opportunity. He doesn't have as much opportunity to play some of his minutes as a center now, and that was always where he could get a quickness advantage. So even where he is now, though, this guy is a very good player and has gotten to the point he's underrated.
Out to Russell, to the wing right side. Christie can't make it.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. A three-pointer, no good. Pass to Lively, stolen by Markkanen. And now here's Markkanen, the fast break chance. And finished off by Collins.
Well, this is as easy as it gets for Collins. Once he establishes position, the defense is toast.
Here's Christie. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Christie's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land. Here's Kessler. Here's Collier. Collins passes to Kessler. From deep. Shot by Collins, no good. Mavericks leading by 4. And here we go with Davis heading to the hoop.
Watching Davis run up court, very light on his feet for a big fella.
Jazz shooting just 35% to start the game. Pass to Collier. Kessler against Lively. Outside for George. And here's Collins from outside. Collins with another miss.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him. No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Dallas.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
You also have to admire how they've challenged the defense inside, getting a lot of points in the paint.
Washington's checked in for Anthony Davis. And Utah also making a switch. Williams is checked in. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. You know, talking to Keontae George, he credits film watching for much of his success. I like that kind of element he brought up.
Yeah, they say he also spends a lot of time talking to veterans on the team, seeks advice from them and coaches. He's a real student of the game, and that has helped speed up the process for him.
Boy, a guy like that, coach, has got to be fun to coach.
Yeah, those are the guys you're looking for.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Hendricks passes to Filipowski. There's a good screen. And here's George. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Dallas. Mavericks leading by 9. Out to the right wing. There's a screen by Washington. From downtown. Rebounded by the Jazz. Outside Williams. Takes the 3. Hendricks, good.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Now, here's Thompson. Scoreless thus far. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's George. Rebounded by Gafford. The Mavericks have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Thompson in the corner. Sinks the triple. And the Mavericks lead by 9.
And talk about playing to your strengths. Getting Thompson a look from the corner, that's as bankable as almost any play you can call.
Now, here's George. Pass to Nurkic. To the left wing. Here's Hendricks. And Utah, another 3.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
2 minutes remaining. Back to Washington. Just 5 on the clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Again, the Mavericks score.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him, and you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. So with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. And Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report. Najee Marshall, he's checked in for the Mavericks. D'Angelo Russell comes in for Christie. Gafford, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
2 shots.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title. And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for Dallas. 7-point differential. Here's the lob to the hoop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. George with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Now, here's Thompson. Dallas moving the ball around. George against Russell. Back to Washington. Off target with his 3. Jazz trail by 5. Marshall with the steal. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Gafford kicks to Russell. Pass to Washington. Russell with it. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Washington. Here's Bailey. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the Mavericks. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
They've got Anthony Davis. Russell is out there with Thompson. Then there's Daniel Gafford. And it's Marshall in at the small forward. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. So it's Utah now, following the 3-pointer by Anthony Davis.
The contest plus the board. A full defensive possession from him. Great effort.
Gafford kicks to Russell. Davis setting the pick for Russell. Outside for Davis. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Another 3 for Dallas.
And Thompson thrives in those catch-and-shoot situations.
Jazz trail by 11. Pass to Bailey. Here's Filipowski. There's the pick. Outside, George. He wants to get it to Nurkic, and does. This is the baby hook. Mavericks leading by 11. Russell passes to Davis. Back to Gafford. Out to Thompson. Davis up top. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And when Davis gets going, you are in trouble because he will just power through you to get to his spots.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch here. Hendricks is checked in. Now, here's Nurkic. He's tightly guarded. And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Hendricks.
Great dish from Nurkic there. He really has a sixth sense for those reads.
Russell with it. George picks him up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. George with the bucket.
Well, that's just excellent offense. If the defense is giving that up, you've got to take it.
Russell feeling it out a bit, and he dunks it down.
Using outstanding floor awareness there. Russell's ability to pick apart the defense and find the open man.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He wants to talk to his guys. Dallas making a switch here. Lively's checked in. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And the basket by Bailey.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Filipowski grabs the board. Jazz trail by 8. Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession.
Well, look, plays like that are exactly why they find themselves in such a deep hole.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Lively is screen on George. Russell. And he banks in the layup. Lively's got his first points of the game.
And the precision passing of Russell, this time out of the pick and roll.
Pass to Hendricks. George with the ball. He's guarded by Russell. Here's Nurkic. It's rebounded by Dallas. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Russell against George. Now Lively outside Russell. Stolen by George. Here's Filipowski. Nothing on the board. Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
But I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama, I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
Christie, he's checked in for Thompson. After bursting onto the scene as a rookie, Coach Van Gundy, expectations certainly increased for Walker Kessler.
Yeah, and Kevin, I think he's handled those expectations well. He knows who he is. He's first and foremost a defensive rim protector and a rebounder. He's a rim runner on offense. He's a pick and roll guy. And he knows that he's got to continue to grow in the other areas.
And they haven't let points get away from them at the line tonight. That's always something that'll allow a coaching staff to breathe a little easier.
And the Jazz making a change here. Springer's checked in. Sends the ball, no good. Dallas leading by 11 to the wing on the left. Out to the wing. Outside Russell. Pass to Davis. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
So both teams changing it up here. Utah with the ball. Right side George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it. More than capable of scoring.
all three levels.
And the Mavericks with some changes. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Derek Lively. And it's Klay Thompson in for D'Angelo Russell. And Utah with a change here, too. Martin, he's checked in for Mikhailuk. Here's Christie. And Davis now top of the key. And Thompson kicks to Washington. Clock at 6. Davis, the pass to Marshall. And it's off from three-point range. Jazz trail by 9. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball.
I don't know what the heck happened there. That's just a careless turnover.
Williams, he's checked in for the Jazz. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Pass to Christie. And here's Washington outside. Dallas again missing. The Jazz have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Here's Sensabaugh. Shot clock at 6. Collins with it. That's good, and that evens things out for him. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
And let the big man eat. It's clear that Collins loves getting these kinds of scoring opportunities.
Now, here's Marshall. Still scoreless. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here, it is eye-opening.
Outside, George. This one for 3. Traps in the tray. George has got 15.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
And it's sent back by Kessler. Davis. That one doesn't drop. Collins with some nice D. Pass to George. Here's Sensabaugh. Back to George. Williams finds Collins. Oh, good on the triple. Mavericks leading by 6. It's Davis on the wing. Anthony Davis attacking. And it's Davis with the jam.
Truly a big man with guard-like quickness. Davis is super hard to corral once he gets in the paint.
Now, here's George. 15 points in the game. To the inside. Collins. And Davis sends it back. To the middle. And Davis throws it down.
And he'll get ahead of steam when there's that much of a lane. You can't get in AD's way.
Jazz trail by 10. Pass to Sensabaugh. Outside Collins. Outside George. Here's Kessler. He's guarded by Davis. George, that's a 2-pointer. The Jazz with another miss. Dallas has gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. And it's Washington missing.
Oh, nice job protecting the rim. Turning an easy bucket into a miss.
Oh, and it's sent back by Washington. And it's in there. Mavericks leading by 8. Davis inside. He's covered by Kessler. Here's Sensabaugh. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. So both teams making some changes here. Now, here's Washington. He's got 5. Kessler with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Mavericks shooting an efficient 53% from the field. A rebound by the Jazz. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. The Jazz shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
Here's Collier. Fires the three. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the three.
Pass to Washington. Out to Thompson. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Just 4 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. Markkanen pulls it in. And, Coach, you watch Markkanen. He's a perfect fit for today's NBA, isn't he?
Yeah, a big guy who can shoot the ball, Kevin. And, look, he's learned to put the ball on the floor, go to the basket. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. This guy can really play the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Derek Lively, he's checked in for Daniel Gafford. Anthony Davis comes in for Washington. And it's Russell in for Thompson. Bailey misses.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Back to Russell. Pulls it from 20. Utah with the rebound. Kessler's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Bailey misses.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selection. They have to be set up for success.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. There's 1:17 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Davis to end the cold streak. Utah with the rebound.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Davis sets a screen. Ignoring the contact, Anthony Davis.
And phenomenal movement in that pick and roll. Davis has a sense for where to move after setting that screen.
Here's Collier. He's got 5. Three-pointer, Markkanen, and Lively pulls it down. Lively's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Takes it inside. And it's Collier missing. Dallas shooting in the second quarter, right around 48%. Out to Russell. Fires for 3. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. Jazz shooting with 42% accuracy in the second quarter. And Davis sends it back.
What a play by Davis. You think you can get it over me? No, not on my watch.
With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Davis has got 13 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's...
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. Then there's Walker Kessler. Then it's Collier. And it's Bailey in at the 2-guard spot. Each in the last few decades, we've seen the 3 become more and more necessary for offenses. Wondering if you think that's a good thing.
Well, it is, and teams not only understand the value of making a lot of three-point shots, but the threat of the three spreads out defenses and actually makes it easier for you to get shots at the rim. So the three is absolutely necessary to be a great offensive team in this league.
Quickly, is the arc too close? Should they move it, maneuver that a little bit?
Well, the skill level is really, really high. I like the suggestion of keeping the arc the same all the way around, which would eliminate the corner three.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you very much. Anthony Davis broke his defense down for me. He said, I can block shots, switch on to anybody, guard the pick and roll, I can guard the post, I can guard the pin down. So that's my ability. My ability defensively is to do everything. Kevin?
And he does everything. David, thank you so much. Jazz trail by 5. Here's Collier. He has 6, and it's blocked. Davis sets a screen. Pass to Washington. No good from outside.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's his first foul. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Ice ball movement by Utah. Now Kessler. Collins wide open. He fires. Good on the three-point shot. Collins has got 11.
And you love how instant Collins' shot can be. Gets a pass and wastes no time in releasing it.
Davis sets a screen. Diving in. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Utah trailing here. Here's Bailey. 12 points for him. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Out to the right wing. Those three-pointers off the mark. Jazz have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. It's Collins, high post. Always going up for the alley-oop here. It's stolen by Davis. And here comes the break. And then Washington with the dunk.
The high basketball IQ of Klay Thompson finding a better look there.
Jazz shooting not great, 40% for the game. On the wing, Markkanen. Outside Collins. Pass to Kessler. 5 to shoot. For the lead. Shot by Collins, no good. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And Davis gets it to go.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
On the wing, Markkanen. Here's Bailey. Hits the three-point bomb. He's got 17.
Nice read from the big fella. Markkanen demonstrating a solid feel with his passing.
Christie with the screen on Collins. Pass to Christie. The three. Cans it from downtown. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Markkanen kicks to Collins. Here's Bailey. And Davis sends it back. To the paint. And Davis throws it down hard.
Oh, my goodness. AD wanted them to feel that one. Davis boosts his whole team with that explosiveness.
Pass to Bailey. On the wing, Markkanen. Front past the arc. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And here is Washington. He's guarded by Collins. Here's Christie. And the 3 off target. Jazz trail by 6. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Bounce pass Collins. Pass to Bailey. There's a screen by Collins. Stan, I've always admired you come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. And Marshall kicks to Russell. Buries it down low. Russell's got 7.
An active competitor, Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
Collins, a screen on Christie. Here's Bailey. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Now, here's Marshall. Guarded closely. Outside, Russell. Pass to Christie. There's the triple. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. And it's a 9-point Dallas lead. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Well, I love how connected they've been defensively. They're right into shooters and piling up block shots.
And also, guys, they pushed the ball and been able to score in transition, trying to take advantage of playing in the open floor as often as possible.
A different look for Utah. Filipowski, he's checked in for John Collins. And George is subbed in for Collier. Here's Russell. Over in the corner, Marshall. No good with the triple. Jazz trail by 7. Outside, George. Pass to Bailey. Outside, Markkanen. Puts up a 3. A 3-pointer is right on target. He has 5.
And early on, Markkanen has demonstrated how efficient he is from that range. Have to run him off the line.
And here's Washington outside.
And hustle like that is why he leads his team in rebounds tonight.
Double digits for him on the glass. He's getting it done.
From deep, George knocks down the 3 ball. Now just a 1-point Dallas lead.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
Yeah, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
Greg, everything they're doing is working right now.
Good run they have going right now. The momentum is huge. And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or 2.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Russell passes to Washington. And that time, also a missed shot. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Utah. They trail by 1. And the basket by Bailey.
Well, they gave him the mid-range. Smart idea to take that one.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Both teams will make substitutions. And you have to like how they're moving the ball right now.
Snappy passes to ready shooters. It's basketball 101, but boy, is it working. With his strong shot mechanics, these long-range shots tend to look easy for Thompson.
They get a hand on it, and stolen by Russell. And the slam dunk by Russell.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a balance.
go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Thompson for three. Rebounded by the Jazz. Markkanen's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball. And that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
Russell with it. 9 points in the game so far. Nurkic with the block.
And that 7'2" wingspan for Nurkic, he can just gobble up shots. He knocks that one away with authority. Love the recognition, realizes that one is all him.
Yeah, beating everyone up the floor and finishes off the break.
Screened by Russell. To stop the run. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
Good form on the jump shot. Russell's ability to stretch the floor makes him even more valuable.
Bailey passes to Nurkic. And the call will be against Najee Marshall. That's his first foul. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Dallas. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Bailey misses.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
Screened by Russell. Pass to Lively. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Markkanen. Over to the left wing. Bailey. Another miss by Utah. The Mavericks trailing. To the left side wing. Driving the lane. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Getting everyone involved. Russell operating the offense like a seasoned vet.
Poked away and stolen by Russell. Plays it in off the breakaway. Russell's got 9 points now in just the second half. Here's George. 20 points for him. Shoots the 3. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Inside. Here's Lively. Russell from long range. The shot, no good. Jazz trail by 3. Outside, Markkanen. Bailey passes to Filipowski. Nurkic dishes to George. Over to the wing. Pass to Bailey. 4 on the shot clock. Buries the long-range jumper. Bailey's got it all tied up now for the Jazz. George against Russell. To the paint. Here's Davis, and it's blocked. It's a tie game in Dallas. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a... And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Derek Lively is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Thompson. And there's D'Angelo Russell. It's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Pass to Hendricks. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And they've really been able to get out in transition and produce. The defense hasn't had an answer for this up-tempo pace.
Jazz leading by 3. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. pass to Filipowski. Here's Hendricks. And a miss there on the triple. Dallas shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Hendricks has got the lead up to 5 now for the Jazz. And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. A different look for Dallas. Daniel Gafford comes in for Derek Lively. Christie subbed in for Thompson. And Utah also making a switch. Sensabaugh is checked in. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Jason Kidd going over the plan with his team for the last few minutes. The coach is not happy with that three-point battle. He told his team, we're down because they're making more threes than us. We have to defend the line if we're not making them at the other end. Guys?
Thanks so much, David. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting.
Bounce pass, Russell. Here's Davis. Davis owning the inside.
Playing from behind right here. Not easy, but he is answering the bell.
Well, consistent scoring is a good foundation for a comeback. They can't be wasting possessions now.
Pass to Gafford. Russell against George. And here is Davis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Filipowski. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight.
Davis down low. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Utah leading by 6. Hendricks passes to George. Nobody near Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 6 assists here tonight.
Nurkic doesn't take a lot of bad shots, so when he decides to pull up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it. Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. Nice ball movement by Utah. And the rejection by Gafford. Back to Russell. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And now just a 5-point Jazz lead. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Pass to Sensabaugh. Outside, George. 6 on the shot clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Sensabaugh. The Mavericks pull it in.
Yeah, tough to make those jumpers when you are guarded that closely.
Here's Gafford. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
That one is off. Dallas making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. And he's good on the second.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Left side, George. To the inside. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
To the middle. Here's Davis. It's not going to go for him. Collins with some nice D. On the wing, George. The tray. It's rebounded by Dallas. Gafford's got his 5th rebound in this one. Offered a screen on George. He takes it in. Out left to the wing. Pass to Thompson. Off target from three-point range. Utah leading by 6. Here's Markkanen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And how about that stroke from mid-range by Markkanen? The 7-footer with a deadly jumper. That's like a defense's worst nightmare.
George against Christie. Outside for Davis. Here's the 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. Right side Markkanen. Down low. Back to Collins. There's the lob to Markkanen. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Davis with a screen on George with the drive, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Takes it from 10. Markkanen passes to Collins. Takes a 3. And again, Lauri Markkanen. Markkanen's got 7 now in this quarter.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Well, if you're looking to get points in a hurry as the game clock's running down, that's certainly the way to do it.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
A putback, Davis on the follow. Davis has got 9 points here in the second half.
You're just beating everybody to the board. Using his length, his skill set, the big fella Davis getting it done.
Derek Lively, he's checked in for the Mavericks. B.J. Washington comes in for Anthony Davis. Bailey, he's checked in for Utah. And he converts the layup. Bailey's got 28 points for the game.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Here's Christie. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. Outside, Markkanen. High, arcing shot. Shot by Collins, no good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
He's guarded by Collins, kept alive. Can't throw it down with one hand. Utah leading by 6. Poke loose. Now the Mavericks moving it up. By himself, pushes it down to finish the break.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
A sequence like that really does sting. I'll tell you that much.
A very active player. Thompson combines his defensive IQ with that length to come up with steals.
Here's Collier. Up the alley-oop pass, and Kessler throws it down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Christie with the screen on Collins. And the rejection by Collins.
And that shows you a bit of Collins' all-around game and why he's so valuable at both ends of the floor.
Anthony Davis is checked in for Washington. Christie the pass to Thompson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 25 points in the game.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Bailey. Inside. to tie it up. He takes it up and flings it in. And it's a tie ball game.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
It's to Collins. Here's Collier. Shot clock at 6. That's screen on Thompson. Back to Collins. Lets it go with a 3. The shot misses.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
To take the lead. Out to Thompson. Jacks up a 3. Good! Thompson makes it look so easy.
And this is why they go to Thompson. The coaches, his teammates, they all trust in his ability to deliver.
Here's Markkanen. Drops it in from 11 feet.
That's a fantastic feed right there. Kicking it out for the good look. Plays like this really help team chemistry.
Thompson passes to Lively. Dallas moving the ball around. He's guarded by Markkanen. Into the lane. And it's a great finish!
Oh, my.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. 1:21 left in the game. Pass to Collier. Back to Markkanen. Three-pointer. They get it back. Here's Bailey. Markkanen down low. Working on Thompson. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. It's going to be Markkanen shooting. That one on Thompson. Free throw. No good for Markkanen. Dallas has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Davis with a screen on Markkanen. Money!
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Russell, who's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Collier. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And pressure doesn't get to Collins. Baskets like that prove how locked in he is.
It falls!
Well, all of us coaches, we love when you can create looks in close.
Goes up on the block. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And you can trust an efficient shooter like Markkanen in the clutch. He's going to get a good look.
I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
And here's Davis for 3. Back to Russell. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's the 3. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. Guys, what's your take on how they maximize their opportunities now?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, they'll likely only get one shot at this. They need to make it count.
There's Collier. Off target from downtown. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game.
And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. 7 second free throw. No good that time. He really wanted that one. So it's an arrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So now for Greg.